The hip hop school, past and present. Hip hop has always been a life or death tool for me in my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just a casual fan. I'm not even an artist. I'm a hip hop activist. You know what I'm saying? And so I've used hip hop, built studios in the hood, and used hip hop as a tool to help people get off the streets and the whole 9 yards. You know, so for me, hip hop is a culture that's about self expression. It's a culture that's about black art. You know what I'm saying? It's about black urban art, you know, about us taking something, taking nothing and making it something, about us being unapologetic in what we do. And that's not, and I know I'm political in with my stuff, but when I say that, I'm talking about everybody's self-expression, from sexual expression, dance expression, whatever that expression is. Hip hop has been a vehicle for that. It's a global phenomenon because of that. You know what I'm saying? And so I try not to get caught up in what the big companies are investing in and letting that be my definition of hip hop or my gauge of where the culture is. You know what I'm saying? I think that the culture is having problems because of what's being monetized, what's popular, whatever. Those of us on the ground, we're fighting to preserve the diversity in hip hop, like telling young people, okay, but that ain't the only way to be. You ain't gotta do that. That ain't your personality. The essence of hip hop is being true to yourself. So when you step in the studio and you're trying to create something that you feel like will sell, but it's not authentically you, then for me, you stepping outside of what hip hop culture is. You know, but that's always been in hip hop. When gangster rap hit, you saw rappers that had Jerry curls and baggy pants on in '88. In '92, they had on Dickies and had a haircut and headbands on. You know what I'm saying? And so the studio gangster was born, you know, and so the music and the music business is two different things, man. What breaks my heart is watching how that the little rapper that y'all ain't gonna never hear about, these young cats, like this. I'm out in the country now. I'm talking to young cats out in the country in South Carolina trying to emulate street cats and emulate culture that ain't. You a farmer, man. You've been growing tomatoes all your life. Now all of a sudden a nigga and you trying to get it, but you shoot squirrels. Like I see you shoot squirrels, but you don't want to be that. You ain't rapping about the shooting them squirrels and fishing and doing all that shit. You want to rap about having jewelry that you ain't got and women that you ain't screwing and cars that you don't drive because you think that. And then they be having beef. It'd be like East Orangeburg versus West Orangeburg. You know what I'm saying? Like they start emulating this shit, and you seeing young people getting killed and really beefing at each other, going on Instagram, doing diss records back and forth. So we don't know about it, but in that little country town, that beef is everything. You know what I'm saying? Just like in the hood in Fort Worth, Stop Six going that South Side, that beef everything in Fort Worth, but real bodies are dropping. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it becomes problematic. But I also think hip hop is the answer to its own problems. You get out there and you create opportunities. You start throwing support behind more powerful messages about getting money, messages about building up the community, owning your own. You know what I'm saying? Just bringing more balance to it. If we can find the investment for that, it'll balance out the other thing. Because a lot of these cats do not want to be in the situation. You be having little poets that do not want to be surrounded by real bloods or real Crips. They just want to be little. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be real. You know, you get mad at a Tekashi 6ix9ine for snitching. He was never a gangster. He was always an artist. He's supposed to be in Greenwich Village somewhere. He ain't supposed to be riding with the Bloods. You know what I'm saying? He a hippie. He ain't supposed to be with them. But you got caught up in that, and they can't handle that kind of pressure. You know, and so I hate to see that aspect of it, man. So we just need to balance it out, man. The culture is beautiful. It's still people out there doing beautiful art. It's just hard to see them because we locked into these algorithms that's showing us a different thing. I was talking to DOC, you know what I'm saying, a couple of weeks ago, and we was talking about using hip hop, bringing studios into the hood in Dallas, Fort Worth, trying to bring it together by creating these opportunities for cats. It's just tight. You ain't gotta be preaching, just gotta be good at what you do and be real about what you're talking about. So I think hip hop is the answer to its own question. We just got to get out there and do it. You know, so I love hip hop culture, but the way it's being capitalized on, the way it's being used, mainstream media, that sort of thing, it's really been dangerous in touching people in the hood that ain't famous but feel famous if they can just get a little attention on YouTube. 100 views is a whole lot to a lot of people.
Yeah. Hey, to your point, you know what I'm saying? I think you know, some of these rappers, they might be starting to wake up in a sense. You know, Meek Mill, he get a lot of criticism, you know what I'm saying? But he been on this crusade, you know what I'm saying, as far as, you know, dealing with politics and the prison system and shit like that. So he been using his platform, you know what I'm saying, in a way. So he done came out this week and he actually said that rappers are paid more to sound ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Like those are his exact words. And that's Meek Mill, you know what I'm saying? He was just saying that, you know what I'm saying, he know that he got to rap about certain shit to get his platform to a certain level, you know what I'm saying, to be able to do all the political activism and shit like that he doing. So do you think the negative side of it, like him saying that he got to rap about certain shit to even get his platform big enough to even do certain shit, do you think that's more hurtful than helpful?
I mean, the bottom line, man, it's on people that's on the ground in the community, parents, you know what I'm saying, things like that to teach our children that that's some bullshit, you know, with the difference between what's real and what's not real. I don't put it all on the rappers. I don't put it all on the labels. At the end of the day, it's on us as parents to do what we got to do to educate our children. But at the same time, when I hear rappers saying I got to do that in order to be here to do this platform, you know, it's some bullshit to that. That's everything got a good reason and a real reason. The real reason is I'm trying to figure out how to be positive and still get this bag. That's the thing. I don't want my lifestyle to change, but I want my message to change. And so I'm trying to figure out a way to change my message without changing my lifestyle. Because if the company don't back my lifestyle, then I got to be positive back where I came from. And I don't want to go back where I came from. You know what I'm saying? And that's the real danger that the Meek Mills and the Jay-Z's and all them face. I still have to be able to create partnerships with white companies to maintain this lifestyle that I have. If the white companies want the sex and violence to sell, I got to give them some of that, because if I don't, they got up next is right there.
Pulling the plug.
Yeah, you know up what? Next is right there.
I think it's I think in a sense what Meek Mill said, it's on merit to what Meek Mill said, but I also think it's on BS for the simple fact of you do have artists that have more profound music that you can listen to or whatnot, and then you got to think about the consumer as well. Nothing is gonna be pushed if it's not selling, right? So in order for them to want to push this, that means that there are people out there that want to listen to it. So of course, any business person is going to push what's going to sell. However, I think that artists, instead of taking like a Meek Mill or whatnot, instead of for them taking accountability for their actions, they want to rest upon the machine or the man made them do it, instead of actually being creative enough. So it's a lazy way of saying, hey, I'm really not as creative as I thought I am, or what people think I am, and I really want to be able to rest on this, and I don't want to be held accountable for resting on this. So I'm gonna blame this on the corporation.
Right.
Whereas you got people like a J. Cole, you got people like a Kendrick Lamar. They got the bars, they got the fan base, they got the money. There are some people listening to them just as well as they're listening to Dreams and Nightmares. So Meek Mills and anybody else, they could go on with that, because to me that's just lazy. Because you can do it. You can put out the type of music. It's just easy for, you know how easy, I used to be a rapper. You know how easy it is to go in the booth or go into the lab and get to saying some of the stuff that people be saying, and you finna make a million. If I could make millions, that's the reason why I don't like for them to play in our face. If I could make millions by saying some dumb shit and I ain't got to think so hard, I'm going to go do it too. Like, come on now, let's be for real. So,
hey,
saying that, it's just a cop-out to me.
Montoya in the comments, he make a good point too. He said, He say it's just a marketplace, and we not honest about that.
Yeah.
Right. And so again, music and the music business is two different things. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about entertainment, you talking about violence and sex in entertainment, the impact of that on your community is really based on the strength of your community and the culture inside your community. You know what I'm saying? That's where the answers lie, or the solutions lie, inside our community. They have a right to free speech. They have a right to rap. You have the right to create whatever type of song you want to create. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. And in a capitalist society, capitalists have the right to invest in whatever it is that they want to invest in, you know. And so you know, artists like Meek Mill, and DH, you make a great point. There are other things that come into play. Number one, he might not have the level of creativity to work a message, you know, to do that. Like Kanye has an uncanny ability to confuse everybody while being profound at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have that. Then everybody don't have a team. It ain't just the artist. You know what I'm saying? So Lamar is surrounded by savvy business people that know how to make him a commodity unto himself, so he can write his own checks and he can do his show the way he do his show, because he has a niche market. But if you a carbon copy of the everyday gangster rapper, you don't have a niche market. You are replaceable. We can replace you tomorrow. It's 20 niggas in the hood right now that do what you do better than you. And if I want to, I can replace you with them anytime I want to. But it's not 20 Kendrick Lamars in the hood that can do exactly what he does, or J. Cole's. You understand what I'm saying? So when you realize you're a replaceable commodity, that's a different situation than if you really coming with something that's unique, got a message, but you so cold at it that they still got to give you do business with you. That's a difference.
The Hip Hop School, Past and Present Podcast.